Hi, I'm Dr. Joseph Marbach. At Georgian Court University, we're committed to educating the public about the importance of higher education and its impact on our communities. That's why we're proud to support the important educational programming produced by the Caucus Educational Corporation.
Funding for this edition of One-on-One with Steve Adubato has been provided by Fedway Associates, Kessler Foundation, changing the lives of people with disabilities, Georgian Court University, the Healthcare Foundation of New Jersey, founded by the Jewish community, Summit Medical Group, a multi-specialty medical practice providing comprehensive care from birth and pediatrics to geriatric care, concentrating in general wellness, cancer treatment, disease management, and behavioral health. New Jersey Resources, and by the Fidelco Group. Promotional support provided by AM 970 The Answer, and by New Jersey Family Magazine and NJFamily.com.
This is One-on-One. I'm an equal American just like you are.
The jobs of tomorrow are not the jobs of yesterday.
Look at this. You got this?
Here it is, man. Look at that.
Life without dance is boring.
I don't care how good you are or how good you think you are, there is always something to learn.
Do you enjoy talking politics?
No.
People call me because they feel nobody's paying attention.
Our culture, I don't think, has ever been tested the way it's being tested right now.
Such a good question. High five.
Welcome to One-on-One. I'm Steve Adubato. This particular program, this segment, is part of our ongoing series on, quote, the future of healthcare in New Jersey and the nation. We're thrilled to be joined by our good friend, Mike Maron, President and CEO, Holy Name Medical Center. Mike, I hold you responsible. I was in your office. We're having a conversation. We're talking about healthcare and how much we do. And you said, you know, why don't we do a sustained, ongoing effort? And I thought, we do so much healthcare, medical, clinical programming.
Yeah.
This is part of a broader discussion. Why is that important?
Well, it's important because healthcare is going through some real dynamic changes, transformation. It's complex. It affects everybody. And you can't repeat it enough with the changes that are going on, right? So they're happening slowly, making this a hot topic at every level, how it's paid, how it's delivered, how it's transforming. To me, ultimately critical. You can't talk about it enough.
The Catholic piece, Catholic hospitals.
Yeah. So Catholic healthcare.
Talk about changing.
Changing, yeah. Well, you look at everything that's going on, Catholic healthcare is changing.
In New Jersey and the nation.
And the nation. When I was in New Jersey, when I first came to New Jersey 31 years ago, I've been at Holy Name, there were 16 Catholic hospitals in the state. Today, we're down to 4. It is highly probable, given other discussions that are going on, that by the end of 2019, Holy Name is alone.
What does that mean?
Well,
and what are the implications is the larger question.
Because at the end of the day, with all this transformation, personalized care, we talk about population health, we talk about culturally sensitive healthcare delivery. At the end of the day, what does it all mean? In the Catholic Church, in Christianity, Judeo-Christianity, frankly, I just gave this talk in a sukkah the other day. So there are 2 rules, ultimately, that on everything all stands, right? And that is, love the Lord thy God above all else, with all your heart and all your mind and all your soul, and love your neighbor as yourself. We say those words, we kind of dismiss them a little bit. A lot of people challenge whether God exists or not. A lot of people challenge whether my neighbor, why should I love my neighbor? But if you take those, and on those 2 rules, all else stand, and you apply it, you don't just talk about it, you live it.
But Mike, you're not saying if a hospital is a non-Catholic hospital and that they couldn't have the same commitment. Do you think yours is different?
No, yeah, it is different, because at the end of the day, Steve, this is what's going on. The pressures that exist on all my colleagues, and I don't diminish them.
Largely economic?
Their motive, their number one is, I have to make a margin. Even if you're tax exempt, it doesn't matter. You still have to make a margin, right? The difference is, in a tax exempt organization, margin gets reinvested back into the community. In a for-profit, margin is extracted out. Right, so I'm not a big fan of for-profit medicine, because the money in a very fragile system gets extracted out. What's different between us and them, margin doesn't always drive what we do. And so
That's why you're in Haiti.
It's why we're in Haiti.
We should tell folks it's about the 4th year we've been doing programming with Mike. Sorry for cutting you off, Mike.
That's right.
I was calling Mike, texting him the other day. He was just coming back from Haiti, another trip, building a hospital there. Why? Because it's bottom line profit?
No, there's no profit in Haiti. It's a drain on us, right? But at the end of the day, what happens? When I go to Haiti, and we now operate a 200-bed hospital.
That's Hospital
Hospital
Sacré-Cœur.
Right. In Milo, it's in the north, just outside of Cap-Haïtien. What happens there is all my staff, who it's totally voluntary, no one is obligated to go, but I have tons of my own staff that volunteer to go down. We have thousands of healthcare practitioners across the country who volunteer to come down.
What impact does it have? It had?
We educate the Haitians how to take care of themselves. But the profound impact that experience has when you come back here and you want to complain on any given day because something's not working or things didn't go quite right, and you put it in the perspective of the challenges that face the people in Haiti, and when you witness that firsthand, you come back, you're a better practitioner. You're now hypersensitized to the fact that I'm blessed and I need to help you as best I can, and I shouldn't really be complaining because it's not that bad.
By the way, if you go on the Holy Name website, you can find out more about the Haiti Initiative, which we've been following for many years now. There's another project. We were talking offline, and you were telling me about a young man, I think his name Adam Jetto, is it?
Yes, yeah, Adam. Yep.
Who works at Holy Name, but is part of a larger initiative that is pretty significant.
Right.
What is it?
So again, this is Project Search.
Project Search.
Project Search. It is a Bergen County special needs educational initiative launched by County Executive Jim Tedesco and Tracy Zora, the freeholders. Terry Molinari is part of this, and what they do is they take young, educationally challenged individuals, put them through special education programs, but try to get them in the workforce so as they age out of high school, they have some self-dependency. They're not completely just dependent on their families or society as a whole. So Holy Name partnered with them to allow these students to come through and get work experience, and then ultimately, if they work out, we hire them, or they can find a job with that skill set. That is Adam. Adam is one of many. Adam is a dynamic, great young guy, wants to be a chef. We put him in our food service department. He bounced around to different jobs. His energy level, his focus, his enthusiasm for what he do is contagious. And he comes to work every day as positive as anybody I ever saw. And this is the same as Haiti. It's the same as everything we do. These are small examples.
They're not one-offs.
They're not one-offs. We don't do it just with Project Search. We're very proud of our participation there. We do it with Sinai schools. So Sinai schools, same type of program in the Orthodox Jewish community. Tremendous educational program for developmentally challenged children. And then the same thing, get them into the workforce. And so Holy Name's partner with them.
You see it as part of a Christian/Catholic philosophy?
Absolutely.
One more thing, separate from this. Public policy part of this, future of healthcare.
Yep.
I remember you saying to me, we need more transparency.
Yeah.
There's not enough transparency between patients, family members of patients, and healthcare organizations as to what is being done and how much it costs. Why is that part of the, quote, the future of healthcare?
Because at the end of the day...
Don't we have all this technology?
Yeah, sure.
So shouldn't that information be more accessible?
The information exists. It's not accessible because of lack of technology or lack of the information being there. It's policy. And we need to change those policies.
Be specific.
So if we want to drive down the ultimate cost, if we want to curb the escalating costs, right?
Healthcare. We all say we do.
Yeah. Healthcare is projected to reach 20% of this nation's GDP spend.
20.
Healthcare, 20. That's unprecedented anywhere on the planet, right? There's a lot of good in there. There's a lot of waste in there. And what we know for a fact, and there's an absence of innovation, when pricing and quality both are equally transparent, only then can you have true value-based care.
Sorry for interrupting, Mike. Why are so many costs appear to be hidden for some of us? We can't figure out what they're for.
Because it's the nature of how the business has evolved over the last 40, 50 years.
Well, can the legislature change that?
Absolutely.
And say what?
Say that now through the Department of Banking and Insurance, through the Department of Health, we want to have a pricing consistency and transparency that all providers and all payers need to comply with. Rates need to be, we hide behind this veil of antitrust, right? It doesn't, we got mergers happening all over the place.
I can't show you my information because if I show you my information, are you
Because if I show you my information and you realize the pricing disparity that exists, then you may make a choice That is not in my best interest today, right? As the provider.
What about for the patient?
Yeah, well, exactly. And that's what Holy Name's all about. It's the patient, right? We're here for the patient.
Mike, I ask you to continue being a participant in forums on Caucus, New Jersey, on public policy programs, on state of affairs, here on One-on-One, around the future of healthcare in our state and clearly in our nation. I want to thank the Commissioner of Health for participating in that discussion, Senator Joseph Vitale, the chair of the Senate Health Committee in the state legislature, and so many others. Thank you, Mike.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you
Keep
for
doing what
having me.
you're doing.
And those are all great guys. They're committed. They want to try to move things better. It is complex.
But we'll stay on it.
We got to stay on it.
That's our job. Thank you,
Right.
Mike. Stay with us. We'll be right back right after this.
To watch more One-on-One with Steve Adubato, find us online and follow us on social media.
We are pleased to welcome back, by popular demand, our good friend Tom Weatherall, who is president and CEO of Make-A-Wish New Jersey, and for the first time, Emily Pedersen, who is Make-A-Wish New Jersey Wish Mom. How you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. Thank you for having me.
This guy's good.
He's great.
He always brings in a good friend who has a compelling, powerful story. Clara's your daughter.
Clara's my
8
daughter.
years old.
Yes.
Who is she and what makes her so great?
Well, Clara is a younger sister to Lily. She's an amazing little girl. She's smart. She's funny. She's got a great sense of humor. She really loves life. She plays the violin. She's done
We're looking
cheerleading
at
and
pictures.
dance.
I'm sorry, cheerleading and dance.
Yeah, like she's just getting ready to start hip hop. No,
And hold on, she does the stats for the soccer team.
Stats for the soccer team, and she has done horseback riding for about 4 years. So therapeutic horseback riding.
She was born with some real challenges, a rare muscular disease.
Yeah, she has RYR1 related myopathy, pretty rare. It's considered an orphan disease, a muscle disorder.
How does it impact her?
Every way. It affects every aspect of her life. It involves the muscles that move your body. So it affects her arm muscles, her leg muscles, her chewing muscles, everything. So she needs help to do pretty much everything. She has a wheelchair. She can't stand. She needs some help to get dressed. She needs help with eating. She has a feeding tube for supplemental food. Yeah, she needs help getting toys down. She needs help taking a shower. You know, every aspect of our life is affected by the
And she
muscle
had a wish.
disorder.
Yes, Steve. She had a wish, and
That's what you guys do.
yeah, this is what we do, Steve. You know, you've been such a dear friend of ours. We don't know that we have a bigger ambassador or champion for our mission with the platform you give
No, it's
us.
those of us in public broadcasting that just bring you on and you share the story and people do what they choose to do after, which is a good thing. Go ahead.
We're always grateful, Steve. And so Clara's wish was brought to us, and she wished for listening to her mom Emily describe what were her limitations then. They lived near this beautiful park. It's really a preserve that's right abuts their yard. And we learned that Clara couldn't go and experience that entire park with her family, with her older sister Lily, who's her hero, mom and dad. And so mom and dad would take turns giving her a piggyback on their back, but still, she's a growing child and they'll tire her out. So maybe they were seeing 20 or 30% of this magnificent, beautiful New Jersey park in their backyard. And we were familiar with this before. When we learned that a child can only get so far with their friends or their family, and then the pavement runs out, the sidewalk runs out, and their wheelchair won't take the grass, won't take the forest and the twigs, then what Clara was looking for was what's called an action track chair. Steve, this is a wheelchair on steroids.
What's it called?
Action track chair.
Is it an all-terrain wheelchair?
Yeah, all-terrain wheelchair. It doesn't have regular wheels. It has more like tracks like a tank.
Yeah.
What does it do?
It goes everywhere.
It goes everywhere.
It goes everywhere. So she can go through water. She can go up hills and uneven. She can go over twigs or sticks or rocks.
This
or,
was, by the way, the 10,000th.
This is our 10th, and Steve, thank you. I'd be remiss if I didn't share this. Our 35th anniversary year, beginning in 1983. Our national office, the mission was founded in 1980. We in New Jersey.
Looking at the celebration, we'll go ahead.
Oh, man, what a day. We'll never forget
my
it at the
gosh.
castle, Steve. Clara's wish was our 10,000th wish.
Did you surprise her?
Yes, yes, they surprised her.
Hold on, were you surprised or did you know?
I knew she was the 10,000th wish. They had called and told us that she was going to get her wish, and that she was the 10,000th wish, and could we kind of keep it under
Did you
the
know what it
wraps?
was?
I knew what it was.
You did know,
We had
and you kept that secret.
Well, and Clara was not happy because it had taken a little bit, I think, to get the wish granted, and then because of all of the stuff that was going on behind the scenes that we didn't know about, it took a little bit. And
What
so
happened? What had happened? How did they show? What did they do?
Well, we went to the castle for a picnic. Right? That's how they got us there. And we told Clara, because it had taken a long time to get the wish granted, that we were going to go up for this special picnic. And so we went and we got a tour of the castle. And when we came downstairs, we had entered the castle and it was empty, like, normal day, I guess, in the castle. The people who work there and what have you. We go upstairs and we come back downstairs and there's like, 100 people?
We had over 100 people hiding in the castle for Clara.
All of a sudden, and Clara was just, she's a little, she's 8, a little shy. And they came in and Tom tells her, you just made your wish upstairs and now it's granted. And it was amazing.
Describe it, Tom.
Steve, well, we created that castle because we learned that children with life-threatening medical conditions often have great difficulty seeing beyond their current circumstances. So the castle helps to enhance the experience and to really get them to think beyond what is always in front of them, the 4 walls. So we gave the family a tour, and there's the second floor is the heart and soul of the castle, Steve, right?
It's a pretty cool
Emily,
floor.
and there's one room up there where we asked Clara to make her wish, and she was spot on, describing the wish. Exactly what she wanted was an action track chair. Of course, I played like I never heard of it. Meanwhile, we've been
You were
working on
sure
this.
she was going to say that? She
that
didn't
was
have
the risk.
Hold on.
That was the risk.
Emily, did she have some other wish that she might have gone with? And
No.
then what happens to the surprise?
We were teasing her all along. We're like, what if you have to make another wish? So
This is great.
No,
She
she
wanted
wanted it.
She knew what she wanted.
Yeah. Well, and we
spot
talked
on.
to her. She did not want a trip. She didn't want other things. She wanted.
Okay, real quick. I'm going to ask you in a second about how it's impacted her ability to get around and what's done for the family. But real quick, her reaction.
Well, she just was shocked. She turned to me. She was crying in my shoulder. She just, it was
Awesome.
completely overwhelmed just by the people, by the noise, by the fact that her chair was sitting there. She just wanted to go and play in it.
Tell me about it now.
It's amazing. It's truly is a gift, and it's one that she will be able to have for years to come. And we go to the beach a lot in the summer, and so we put her on, and she just plows right through the beach like it doesn't slow her down. Yeah. We go down to Stone Harbor a lot, and Cape May, and
That's her on the beach.
Look at this thing, Steve. Emily, tell Steve what you were telling me in the green room. Great green room, Steve. Nice spread. But Emily, you've got to share how Emily helps the family on the beach now.
So we hook the wagon up to Clara's chair.
We roll the stuff.
So she hauls it onto the beach for us.
It's so good.
But she can help now. She wasn't
course.
able to help before. We also have to carry stuff. Everything doesn't fit. We're a family of 4. We can't fit everything in a wagon. So we all still carry stuff, but she hauls the wagon.
Can I remind folks of the message that you want to deliver to everyone watching right now about Make-A-Wish, the organization, but more importantly, what they can do?
Steve, I appreciate it. Look, our mission statement is simple, and it always has been simple. I just started my 17th year, Stephen, in our 35 years, so I'm there just shy of half the time. And if there's anything I've learned, and I learned this pretty quickly, but it's reinforced every year, every day, meeting children, meeting their families, and seeing the impact of a wish, that we're not just warm and fuzzy, but that we could be just as important to a child's treatment as the treatment protocols. Right. And doctors and nurses, child life specialists, social workers are telling us this all the time. I think the greatest testament is that the overwhelming majority of referrals come from the medical community themselves. Right. But it's wish moms and wish dads like Emily. I'll never forget, and this is what gets me every time, is what you said to me at the castle as you were all ready to leave at the end of the day. This wish may appear to have been this special chair, special wheelchair, this action track chair, but what we were really giving Clara, your daughter, was independence. Yeah. And I'll never forget that.
Yeah.
Final thing you want to say to everybody watching right now?
Make-A-Wish is an amazing organization, and they can answer dreams for children. When you have a child with a disability, your life is inundated with medical appointments and therapy appointments, and when a wish like this can be granted for them, it's life-changing for not only the child but the family. I mean, it's changed our life.
Emily, thank you. Tom, thank you. And give our best to your daughter, Clara.
I will do that. Thank you.
And your daughter, Lily.
Yeah. Thank
And
you.
the whole family.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
To watch more One-on-One with Steve Adubato, find us online and follow us on social media.
We are speaking to a gentleman who is in the forum tonight, the panel discussion I'm pleased to moderate. He is Ian Betz, a U.S. Navy veteran, Coast Guard Reserve. It is great to be speaking with you. First, thank you for your service, and thank you for being a part of tonight. Let's talk about the purpose of tonight. You served our country, you continue to serve our country, but a couple of years ago, your life changed dramatically. Can you talk about it?
Yes, sir. I was in the reservation with my girlfriend, and we were just sitting along a path. And to make a long story short, a tree fell on me from behind. And it was one of those freak accidents where you have a billion trees, and I just happened to be in that area where a tree decided to fall and fall in my area, my direction.
The impact on you in terms of the injury?
I can't walk anymore. I'm a T10, T11, paraplegic. I use a wheelchair to get around, and it could have been worse, and I'm thankful that it wasn't.
A little bit later on, you're going to be in what is called the exoskeleton. Right? We'll show some video as we're talking about it of some previous folks who have used the exoskeleton. Describe what it is and describe how it's impacted your life.
Sure. The exoskeleton is basically just a mechanical device, legs that strap outside of my legs and around my waist with some upper body support, and basically stands me up, and I'm able to walk and turn around, sit back down. And the nice thing about it is it's nice to stand up again. You know, I'm used to always looking at people's, midriffs. It's nice to be standing again and, looking at people's faces.
It's clearly had an impact on the quality of your life. The foundation, Kessler Foundation, describe the role in all this.
The Kessler Foundation has been great in that I've been in studies that have been helping me. Like
explain those studies if you could, Ian.
There's one called the wheelchair skills study, and that's helped me out to do stuff like wheelies, and which is really helpful when you're in a city, because when you have to go off a subway car into a platform, there's usually a gap that's maybe 2 inches high and 2 inches wide, and if you know how to do a wheelie, you can just wheelie off of that. So
did you have to work hard at doing that?
In the beginning, yeah, but it comes pretty quick. Once you have the proper instruction, it works out pretty quickly.
What was the role of the foundation in all that?
They're the one who conducted the study and the training in Kessler, West Orange.
So part of this discussion tonight, and you have to see the people behind us, they are part of the audience, the panel. Ian's part of the panel, as I said. Talk a little bit about the employment issues, the challenges, if you will, that veterans, particularly those who are dealing with certain challenges physically, cognitively, when it comes to employment.
Well, it's funny. I had my own business before the accident. And
what kind of business?
It was telecom, pulling wire, programming phone systems. And I'm still doing that, not on the grandiose scale that I was doing at the time. But I'm trying to build that back up where I'm still viable at this point, but I think about if I had to get a job somewhere else, how difficult it would be, only because most people with spinal cord injuries have chronic pain, and that chronic pain takes a toll on you physically. Some days are good, some days are bad.
You have chronic pain?
Yes, sir. Around the midriff where the accident happened. And some days are good, some days are bad. And I can't imagine there's people who have such bad pain that they have to take sleeping pills. I'm not there. And I can't imagine how you could work for somebody, or you have to find a very understanding employer to work around a schedule where you have good days and bad days.
Curious about this. I don't want to get overly philosophical with you, but there are a lot of people who say, not just thank you for your service, and folks mean it, but it's not enough, is it?
Well, it's funny that you mentioned something like that. I'm so thankful for the VA. The VA stepped in and has helped me out immensely.
How so?
This wheelchair, it's titanium, the wheels. The exo that I'll be doing is a VA funded.
The exoskeleton, funded by the Veterans Administration?
Yes, sir. And they work with the foundation also. That's why I'm here, because they work so closely together. And just gave me the ability to go back out into the world. When I left Kessler, I wasn't really ready to leave, but insurance kind of cut me off. The VA picked me up and brought me to East Orange for another month. And thank God for that, because I was physically stronger to go home and meet my challenges.
It's interesting. You used the word several times, thankful, grateful. Really?
That's great. What a great country to not only say but thank you, but show it by funding these projects like the VA. I get very frustrated when I see a veteran complain about the service he's getting when he's getting great service. So yeah, I'm very thankful.
Thanks, Ian.
My pleasure. Thank you.
One-on-One with Steve Adubato has been a production of the Caucus Educational Corporation, celebrating over 25 years of broadcast excellence. Funding for this edition of One-on-One with Steve Adubato has been provided by Fedway Associates, Kessler Foundation, Georgian Court University, the Healthcare Foundation of New Jersey, Summit Medical Group, New Jersey Resources, and by the Fidelco Group. Transportation provided by Airbrook Limousine, serving the metropolitan New York, New Jersey area.
Hi, I'm Eric. You might see me as an ordinary person, but I've been living with a brain injury for nearly 2 years. One of my struggles is short-term memory loss. At Opportunity Project, I'm given hope and support, and I've gained my confidence back through the job placement program. Despite my challenges, I have a reason to keep improving. Today, even though life has changed me, I believe that anything is possible.
If you have a brain injury, you don't have to face your road to recovery alone.